So what I want to do is I want to give away the secret to having to success in general, really. And this I think applies in life, not just YouTube. Life, business, friends, relationships, anything that involves people, which is pretty much almost everything, because obviously we know that at some point, I know you want to check the door.
No.
At some point, it will not, because of AI. Interestingly enough, AI has its limitations, one of which being voices. And now YouTube is going to require any AI voiceover, faceless channels or anything like that to make that known to their audience, to viewers on the platform when these videos are published. And this is not going to be good, because watch vidIQ if you haven't seen vidIQ already. But his thoughts and opinions and tests as far as how this will affect monetization, because spoiler alert, it's not going to be good, but it's good for the people that I'm going to tell the secret to success. And it's not AI doesn't need the secret to success, because AI can theoretically grab that information and extrapolate multiple points of data from across all corners of the internet and the interwebs to determine what that'll be. I mean, we saw that early on with ChatGPT and other AI models and bots capable of predicting and producing some really good trading and stock investment strategies that could, in theory, make people a lot of money. But that's neither here nor there. I think the simplest form of achieving and accomplishing the success, as I said, business, relationships, YouTube, whatever it may be, anything that involves real human beings, is understanding and realizing the truth, and the truth being that not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay. But also not necessarily trying to make it so that people don't like you, okay? But in the end, you can really only control what you can control. So what is that? Well, that is you, in essence, and only you. So therefore, the secret, do you know what the secret is? Do you know what the secret is? I'm asking you.
Oh, being your authentic self.
There you go. Be yourself. Be yourself. Now, here's the hard part. If you intrinsically think that no one likes you, or that no one will like you, or no one will want to watch the videos you make, or whatever scotoma you have that is limiting you and blocking you from even beginning, that's something you're going to have to work on to get over that hump. But the other thing is that if you're already on YouTube, if you're already uploading content, if you already have a channel, if you're already making videos, but you don't feel as though you're successful, well, then I would step back and say, well, am I being real? Am I being authentic? Have I been? I'll say firsthand, full disclosure, I can't change the things that I have done in the past, but I can determine what I want to do in the future. And what I did in the past, I'm not even really proud of, but that's me personally. Other folks will say, no, we really appreciate you and everything that you've done. But I'm thinking, nah, you know what? I could have brought way more. I should have brought way more, and I'm going to bring more. But I'll bring it as entirely 100% myself, as I'm sitting here talking to you guys with no script. And yeah, if you start reading scripts, then people will say, well, are you reading a script? But that doesn't matter. It really doesn't, because you can read a script that you wrote because you wanted to keep track of the things that you had to say in your notes. That's perfectly fine. It's okay. But if the content that you create, the channel that you have is dying, it's declining, it's not making any money, it's losing money or whatever, however you want to look at it, and you're thinking about quitting maybe, or even have made videos of talking of quitting, even though we all know that you're not, essentially all you're trying to do is trick the algorithm and or your audience, or quite possibly even yourself, into believing something that isn't necessarily true. But if that's who you are, and you are genuinely and authentically a liar, then so be it. There's a portion of the internet and YouTube that will want to watch that content, and that's not going to be a large percentage of people, so expect your views to go down. Additionally, if the content that you create literally has no real inspiration or authenticity to it, because you're purely just trying to repeat and regurgitate things that you've heard other people say, or wait until someone else posts a video to then try to copy their video, which Kevin Chi brought up a very valid point, which even he said that he was flattered somewhat by how another creator, a creator theoretically larger channel, more subscribers, more views, more time, was copying him. But he said that there's a little bit of a difference between copying and modeling, because you can see and understand. Please pull up that quote that you pulled up.
That's what I'm doing right now.
You can see and understand what has worked and be inspired to then model your content while being yourself and being true and authentic. This is important.
So a lot of people quote this as imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but they're not saying the whole entire quote, because the back half really changes the whole thing. The whole quote is, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness.
So look, I don't care if it's YouTube, I don't care if it's business, I don't care if it's friendship, relationships. If you're going into this as someone other than who you really are, eventually that's going to come to light. And no matter who you are, no one's going to like you, because it's not who you originally presented yourself to be. Whereas if you did from the start, from the beginning, then there's no change, and that's perfectly fine. It's okay. But now you're seeing that, you know, nothing's working. You're losing in every possible facet of the idea and thought of losing, and now you're getting desperate. When really and truly you should just step back and think, well, why don't I just try being real? Why don't I just try being me? Why don't I just try connecting to real people who would actually be interested in what I have to say, and most importantly, bring value in the content that I bring and deliver to them? That's the secret to success.